Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Happya Life podcast. I'm your host, Clare Deacon. After deciding survival wasn't enough, I set out on a path to live my best life. I wanted to thrive. Now I'm on a mission to support others. Think you're not good enough, confident enough, brave enough? I'm here to tell you you are, and you can achieve anything. This is your time, so let's do this. Hello and welcome to the Happya Life podcast. I'm Clare Deacon, positive psychology coach, trauma-informed therapist and founder of Happya. Whether this is your first time here or you've been with me since the beginning, I want to say thank you. Thank you for showing up, for being curious, for taking the time to tune into a conversation that's about more than just getting by. It's about becoming. Today's episode is called You're Allowed to Change, Letting Go of Old Versions of You. And this one, it hits close to home because we talk a lot about growth, about becoming our most authentic selves, but we don't always talk about how deeply uncomfortable that process can feel, how messy, how uncertain. Even when you want to change, even when it's good and exciting, there's a part of you that might hesitate, that might resist. So I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt guilty for outgrowing a version of yourself? Maybe it was a role you used to play, the dependable one, the achiever, the fixer. Maybe it was a relationship where your needs got smaller over time. Maybe it was a version of you that looked really successful from the outside, but felt like a slow leak inside. Have you ever started to grow and then second guessed it? Not because it was wrong, because it was different. And different felt dangerous. If you're nodding along or if your chest just tightened a little, you're in the right place. Because today we're talking about why growth feels hard, how to recognize when you're evolving, and most importantly, how to give yourself permission to let go of the versions of you that are no longer true. Let's begin where most change starts, not with action, but with awareness. Why growth feels like grief when we talk about letting go of an old identity. We're talking about loss. And any kind of loss, even a necessary one, brings grief. You might be letting go of the people pleaser who kept the peace, the overachiever who hustled for worthiness, or the caretaker who put everyone else first. And those versions of you, they weren't wrong. They were wise. They kept you safe. They helped you survive. But now you might be realizing they don't fit anymore, that they've become too small, they cost too much, that they were built on conditions that no longer serve you. And so you grieve, not because you failed, but because you're changing. You're becoming more of yourself. Your nervous system might resist that. Change, even when it's healthy, can feel like danger because it's unfamiliar. It pulls you out of what you've known, even if what you've known has caused you pain. It's the old better the devil you know scenario. And when self-worth is shaky, your brain might whisper, who are you to want more? Or shouldn't you be grateful for what you have? That's not truth. That's trauma. That's conditioning. That's your system doing what it was designed to do, protect you. But but protection is not the same as freedom. And let's be honest, we don't just feel this emotionally. Growth shows up in our bodies. Maybe you've noticed sleep disturbances lately. You're tired but wired. You wake up at 3 a.m., thoughts racing. You're exhausted but you can't rest. These are physiological signs that something inside is shifting, that your nervous system is in the midst of something big. You're not broken, you're processing, you're transitioning. Why fear shows up when you're growing. So here's the thing about your brain, it's wired for safety, not success. And safety to your brain looks like familiarity, patterns it knows, roles it's played before, even if they hurt, even if they limit you. So when you start to make different choices, when you start saying no, setting boundaries, taking up space, your brain might interpret that as risk, not because it is risky, but because it's new. And so fear shows up, sometimes loudly, sometimes subtly. It might sound like, what if they don't like the new me? You've changed and not in a good way. Who do you think you are? But here's the truth. You are allowed to change. Not just allowed, but designed to. You're not here to stay the same to make other people comfortable. That's not loyalty, that's self abandonment. And this fear, it's not a sign you're doing something wrong, it's a sign you're stepping into something unknown, which means you're evolving. What about when change isn't something you choose? When life moves on and you're left trying to catch your breath. Maybe your children have gone off to university and suddenly the house is quiet. You're still mum, you always will be, but the role has changed. You don't know what your purpose looks like anymore. It's a season so many women enter quietly, but it brings a loud reckoning. You're still in the same house, you're the same town, the same kitchen, making cups of tea, but everything has changed. Maybe a relationship ended, or your career shifted, or someone you love moved away. And now you're standing in the same space, but everything feels different. It can be disorientating. It can feel like everyone else is moving forward and you're left behind. This is often the moment where we start to reevaluate, to ask, who am I now? What do I want? What do I need? Those questions are powerful, but they can also feel really scary because there's no roadmap, no guarantees, just the invitation to begin again. Then there's the fear of leaving others behind. This is something I hear a lot from clients. The fear that if they grow, they'll outgrow the people they love, particularly in long-term relationships. I want to be really clear here. Growth doesn't mean goodbye. In fact, often it means better communication, more presence, deeper intimacy. When you honor your needs, you teach others how to do the same. When you become more of yourself, you invite your partner to meet you there, not perfectly, but more honestly. It's not about walking away from connection, it's about walking toward a more truthful one. So, what happens when you don't let yourself grow? When you ignore the call to evolve, something inside you starts to ache. You might feel disconnected, unmotivated, resentful, or just empty. You might find yourself stuck in relationships or routines that no longer fit. You might feel restless but unsure what to do. You might feel like something's missing, even if everything looks fine. That's not failure, that's misalignment. It's the new version of you knocking at the door. So, what do we do when we feel that tug toward change? How do we respond when we know we've outgrown who we used to be? We start small, with honesty, with softness, with presence. Here's what that can look like. So, first, name the shift. Start by saying it out loud. I'm changing. Not because you're broken, but because you're healing, because you're growing, because you're letting go of patterns that no longer feel good in your body. Second, grieve the old you. Write a letter, light a candle, say thank you. Honor the version of you that helped you survive. Honor the journey that you have traveled. Let her know it's safe to rest now. Thirdly, create space for the new you. What do you want to feel? Peace, clarity, connection? Start by asking, what needs to be released to make room for that? Next, very important one, practice compassion. Growth isn't linear. You wobble, you doubt. Come back to kindness. Be the safe space you're craving. Next, surround yourself with support, whether that's this podcast, my weekly letter, or booking a connection call. Don't do this alone. Growth is possible in solitude, but it's amplified in community. It becomes a smoother journey. Let's get honest, letting go of old versions of you. It doesn't mean you're ungrateful. It means you're listening. It means you're paying attention. It means you're alive. The real you, the truest you, isn't someone you find by reading a self-help book or copying someone else's 5-step plan. She's the one who emerges when you stop performing and start trusting. And if it feels messy, that's okay. That's how transformation often feels. Messy doesn't mean wrong. Messy is real. So here's your invitation. Write a letter to an old version of yourself and thank her, honor her, and let her know it's okay to let go. Then take one small, tangible step toward the woman you're becoming. She's not waiting somewhere far off. She's already here. She's already in you, waiting to be lived. So here is what I hope that you took with you from this episode. Growth often feels like grief. Grief, that's normal. You're allowed to change, even if others don't understand it. Fear doesn't mean stop, it means you're stepping into something new. When change finds you, you still have agency. Your evolution is not selfish, it's sacred. You don't need to rush. You just need to listen. You're not broken. You're becoming. And if you're ready to explore that version more deeply, I'd love to support you. Subscribe to the weekly letter. Follow me on socials, book a free chat. This is your safe space to grow in your time, in your way. Until next time, take kind care of you. If you've enjoyed this episode, ensure you hit subscribe, head on over to my website happiercoach.com, sign up for the weekly newsletter, and let me support you in living a happier life. I'm your host, Clare Deacon. Thank you for listening. Have a fabulous day.